Hi, fourth grade writers. You're going to need your pencil, writing notebook, glue stick, and a copy of your Anchor chart that was attached on Google Classroom. So pause the video while you gather those materials and get your Anchor chart glued into your resource section. Okay. Today, fourth grade friends, we're going to learn how to add more detail to our writing. Whilst we're reading and listening to our mentor text story, I want you to listen for places that the author uses details to make her writing more interesting. Okay, so here's our story for today to listen to. It's called My First Roller Coaster. I was so excited to be on vacation with my family, and to make it even better, we were heading to Family Kingdom Amusement Park. Once we got to the park, my family and I walked around and looked at all the bright and colorful sights. There was delicious smelling foods, noisy game booth attendants, and the high-pitched voices of children having fun coming from all directions. On top of that, the park was next to the Atlantic Ocean, so in between the booming noises of the rides, I could hear the ocean waves roaring and feel the cool breeze on my face. My older brother Sean grabbed my hand and pulled me up to a sign with a vertical stripe of various colors. He turned me around, having me stand with my back to the sign, stood back, and squinted up toward my head. "Meg, you're tall enough to ride the Stargazer. Let's go," he said. I had no idea what the Stargazer was and wasn't sure if I wanted to find out. However, next thing I knew, we were in a long and winding line, in the direct sun and blocked from any hint of wind, sweat beads forming on our foreheads. "It's hot," I whined at Sean. "You're not getting out of this," he replied. After an agonizing 45-minute wait, we were finally seated in the back row of the roller coaster. I rolled my eyes when Sean insisted, "The back row is the fastest." "That doesn't make any sense," I said after thinking about his comment. My pondering moment was over as soon as the cars started clicking along on the wooden track. We went slow at first, and even slower up a big hill. "I can handle this," I thought to myself, fully understanding that the higher we went up, the farther we would have to go down. We reached the top, and I held onto the thin bar locked into place over our waists until my knuckles turned white. Whoosh! As we fell rapidly, it felt like my stomach lifted all the way into my throat. The twists and turns that followed the drop became a blur as I closed my eyes, thinking that it would get me through more quickly if I didn't watch. As we jolted from side to side, I felt myself shifting into Sean, up against the side of the car and back. The next thing I knew, we were approaching the beginning of the ride again, and slowing down until we came to a stop. "What did you think?" Sean asked. "Let's go again," was all I could think of saying back. So, in our story, did you find any places where the author used extra details to be more specific or precise? I noticed there was quite a few places where she gave us like the exact places she was, or what exactly it was. Like, for example, she didn't just call it the roller coaster, right, like her title. She used the name of the roller coaster, the Stargazer. And she didn't just say amusement park. She said the Family Kingdom Amusement Park. So we knew exactly which amusement park. Because she might have been at Valley Fair. She might have been at Epcot. But now we know she was at the Family Kingdom Amusement Park. And she didn't just say ocean. Because there's lots of oceans in our world. Even on the United States, there's two. She said the Atlantic Ocean. So we knew exactly which side of the country she was on. She was at the Atlantic side. So now let's look at our Anchor chart. There are a couple things that we're going to do today. To add more details, we're going to need to underline our nouns in our story when it's time. And then we're going to think back through which ones do we need to be more specific. So go ahead and get that filled in. Specific. So let's think through. We have these three nouns that we're going to do a little practice with. For a dessert. Well, there's so many desserts in the world. I might mean fudge brownies or cookie dough ice cream. But now, because I was more specific, I know exactly which dessert I'm talking about. Cookie dough ice cream. Yeah, it's the best. Or maybe I meant a chocolate cake. Or maybe I meant a warm, hot chocolate chip cookie. I can be specific and tell exactly which dessert. But like a pet, too. If I write my story about my pet, I want to be specific and tell them what kind of pet. Is it a golden retriever? Was it a calico cat? Was it a gray bunny? Tell me what kind of pet. Or for an instrument. Maybe I'm being more specific, my bass guitar or my alto saxophone. I might say I'm playing the flute. Lots of different specific instruments. So we're trying to be specific with our nouns, okay? So pause the video if you need more time to fill in your anchor chart. So now, fourth grade friends, what you're going to do is we're going to go back through and we're going to underline our nouns. And you're going to underline them so that you can find them all first. Remember, nouns are people, places, or things. And then think through, which ones do you need to be more detailed about? Do we want to make all of them super detailed? No, and we don't need to, right? Like if I have a sister or if I have Allison, like that's already specific. I might not need to change all of them. But I might want to make some other ones different, right? I want to change her instead of saying we played the game. We did the bottle toss, so I know which game. Being specific. Set your timer for 15 minutes while you underline your nouns and change. In class, I challenge the kids to change at least 3 of their nouns. Think through how could you make things more specific, more precise. If you finish early, go ahead and work on your More Stories draft. Maybe you want to start a new seed. Remember we had all those ideas at the beginning? Maybe you really want to work on another one. So go ahead and work on changing your nouns to be more precise. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, take care.